this team. It is officially embedded in the culture of the Buckeyes right now. I watched Ohio State win 8 in a row in this game. Growing up, they won 15 of 16. Colin, 15 of 16 Ohio State won in this game. This is how it goes, man. In this rivalry, sometimes one of these teams just gets on a run and they run with it for a long time. How I'm operating from now on, when I see Michigan on the schedule, it's 1 loss. So you better be undefeated going into this game year in and year out. We're lucky that it's a 12-team playoff now, and you could have 2 losses, not be in your conference championship game, and still make the college football playoff. The Buckeyes, and I asked you this, I asked CCAT, our program director, Brian Rowitz, our very own Theo Dorsey, they're still in, from our understanding. The Buckeyes are still in. Texas A&M losing really helped Ohio State, but it is embedded in the culture of this football team to lose to this team right now, and it starts with your head coach. Couple of things on the game. Number 1, Chip Kelly. I've been on his you-know-what all year long, Colin. Why did we have to run the ball 26 times for 77 yards? I could argue early on in the game, Egbuka, Tate, Smith, you were throwing the ball all over the yard. Throw the damn ball. Throw the damn ball. You got 5 stars all over the field. You threw to Jeremiah Smith 1 time in the second half. The Buckeyes get the big interception by Jack Sawyer late in the game. By the way, nice throw, Davis Warren. I mean, my God, 62 yards, 2 interceptions. Get back to him in a second. You go 3 and out. I blink. You go 3 and out. You punt the ball with 6 minutes left. Back to Michigan. What the hell did you think was going to happen?
Here's my rebuttal to
I
that.
mean,
if they wanted to throw the ball all over the field, why wasn't Will Howard? Why couldn't he complete a pass in that final drive of the fourth quarter? So who are we putting the game ball on? Are we doing it on the run game that has been consistent with 2 pros, or you want to hand the ball to Will Howard?
You want to know what I call it?
Are we sure on Will Howard?
Too little, too late. Too little, too late, Chip Kelly. Too little, too late, Ryan Day. You want to know who made adjustments? And I think they're a little overrated, Colin. We've talked about this before. But halftime adjustments, okay? You want to know who made some? Sharon Moore. You want to know who didn't? The Buckeye offense. And the other thing I learned in this game, the Buckeye defense is probably the best in the country. The problem is they're on the field the whole damn day. 32 rushes for 116 for the Ohio native, Khalil Mullings, by the way. Ohio native, that kid. Ran all over Ohio State. Day and Kelly forgot about the weapons on the outside and what worked on the first couple of drives. And fair play to Sharon Moore and who out-physical. His Michigan team out-physicaled the Buckeyes for the 4th year in a row. Right. And here we are, Colin. And now the damn conversations I got to have, is Ryan Day going to be the coach? This was supposed to be the year. His big party where he finally beats Michigan. How was the party? The party was after the game, Michigan players getting maced, for Christ's sake.
Well, now the question lies in, if all of a sudden Ohio State makes this playoff and wins a couple games, then what do you say about that? Then what?
I surprised you by this. We talked in the pre-show meeting. I am so hesitant to fire Ryan Day because who are you going to get? If you don't have the answer lined up with a Christmas bow on it, 'tis the season, by the way. Hope everyone's having a wonderful December. I'm miserable. If you don't have another head coach bowed up and ready to go, Colin, you can't fire Ryan Day. If you don't have the next big thing in college football, you have to keep Ryan Day around.
So what changed your tune? Because it's sim back 5 days, and all of a sudden, if Ryan Day even came close to losing this game, you were going to ship him out to the parking lot before the confetti fell.
What changed my tune, Kyle, was it actually happening? I didn't think it was possible this year. I thought Ohio State could play the worst possible game that they've ever played and still win. And by the way, they truly almost did. If Fielding doesn't miss 2 field goals, you win the game. 30 and in, by the way. 38 and in, that kid's going to miss field goals? He hadn't missed one all year. As I said, embedded in the culture right now to lose to this team. My people are telling me in Ohio, Colin, Ryan Day has to win it all or he's getting fired. So my question to you, because CCAT took his victory lap. We'll get to him at 5 o'clock. He's wearing his Penn State garb today. Fair play to him. We gave the Big Ten championship to Penn State. But they got to beat Oregon. You get what I'm saying. But, I was positive on Saturday. I said, there's a chance that Ohio State could get in as a lower seed and make some noise. From everything I'm reading, it's Tennessee. Can the Buckeyes beat Tennessee? Absolutely. Can the Buckeyes beat Oregon? Absolutely. But, Colin, if that team shows up, that showed up against Michigan at home, they wouldn't beat Wisconsin. So I don't know how to feel right now. I really don't know how to feel right now because everything is still in front of Ohio State. Did you fail mission number one, objective alpha? The objective alpha for this Ohio State football team every year is to beat Michigan. Failed that miserably.
Can we finally start to acknowledge that this is a very overrated rivalry?
No. God, no. Best
Why?
rivalry in sports.
Why?
And
because Michigan's won 4 in a row, and then before that, Ohio State won, 15 out of 16?
15 out of 16.
So why is that a great rivalry? Explain that to me.
It's a great.
It wasn't close 2 years ago. It wasn't close 2 years before that. A year before that, it wasn't close in most of the games that Michigan won, unless last year and this year.
Last year was amazing.
And then the years before that, Ohio State would kill Michigan.
Last year,
They would kill Michigan.
Last year, winner goes to the college football playoff. Amazing. This year, okay, chance for the Big Ten championship and a possible bye in the college football playoff.
Michigan was 6-5. Michigan was 6-5.
I'm talking about the Buckeyes. The Buckeyes had a chance to go to the Big Ten championship, win the championship, and get a bye. Michigan completely ruined.
A lot of style, not a lot of substance. These games are not great. Best
rivalry in sports, not even close.
Why? The games are not that close. Hold on. Tradition. The games are not that close year by year.
It was close the last 4 years.
Pull it up. Pull up Ohio State, Michigan for me year by year. Let's go through it.
The last 4 times Michigan has won, it's been close. Outside of 2022.
They killed them those 2 years. Those first 2 years?
No.
Pull it up. You got the computer in front of you. Pull it up. Let's pull it up. I think this is an overrated rivalry.
The snow game was not decided till the fourth quarter. And then at home, when the Buckeyes and C.J. Stroud blew it, there were the big runs with 7 minutes left in the fourth quarter. It was a 7-point game.
I'm not hearing anything that tells me that this is the best rivalry in sports. I'm not. Because Ohio State would win every single year, and then all of a sudden Ohio State can't get out of their own way, and Michigan wins every year now. So which is it? This is not back and forth. This is not Duke, North Carolina, where they split every year, and it's by hairs, by a couple points here and there. It's not that. It is not that. It has the storied tradition. It has, of course, 2 major programs that have a lot of national appeal.
20 national titles between the 2 programs.
Fine. How about the games? You play the games. The games need to be entertaining. You could have all the rah-rah about how fancy each of these sides are.
A little before your time, but let's not forget 1 versus 2. 1 versus 2.
Go through year by year for me. How about you explain to me the scores? Let's go the last 10 years.
So you want to go back to 04. Okay, 04. Let me
That was 20 years. I'm talking about the last 10 years.
2000. All right, the last 10 years, you're right. Ohio State dominated for the 5 years, and then now Michigan has dominated the last 5 again.
Okay, so what?
42-20. All right, since Michigan
we don't need
started
to go through the whole thing, but why is this a great rivalry? Why?
Do I seriously have to explain the rivalry to you?
No, it's fine. I understand the story rivalry, but the games aren't great.
Dude, 42-27, 45-23, 30-24, 13-10.
You said 4 blowouts.
No, 30-24 is not a blowout. 13-10 is not a blowout.
These games are not that great.
45-23.
There's a couple.
Oh, it was a 23-23 game in the fourth quarter.
How many games in the last 15 years were within 1 score? How about you count that for me?
So 15 years ago would be 2009. 21-10 Ohio State. 37-7 Ohio State.
No.
40-34 Michigan.
1.
26-21 Ohio State.
2.
42-41 Ohio State.
3.
42-28 Ohio State.
No.
42-13. 30-27 Ohio State. 31-20 Ohio State. 62-39. 56-27. And then Michigan. 42-27, 45-23, 30-24, 13-10. Is
that 5 or 6 out of 15 years?
It
doesn't sound that great to me.
It's the best rivalry in sports because of the history. And I know you don't want to talk about that. The history of this game. In the 90s, Colin, Ohio State would win every game. They'd lose to Michigan.
Mike, this is 30 years ago. I'm talking about these games.
Now Ohio State wins every game.
This is not a big-time rivalry. You're right.
Number 2, for the
Ohio
last 4
State
years.
can't beat Michigan, and then Michigan couldn't beat Ohio State. There's no sense of back and forth.
For the last 4 years, Ohio State has been the number 2 team in the country in this game, and they have lost 4 years in a row. That's why it's a big deal.
It's not a big deal because the games aren't great.
It's a huge deal.
The games aren't great. You can't say anything about that. The games aren't great.
30-24 last year, 13-10 this year.
The games are not great.
Colin, 45-23, tie game in the fourth quarter in 2022.
The games are not great. One team,